started.
All right, Venubis from France. Let's play d5. And we get a Slav defense. So knight c3 allows the famous Winawer gambit. I'll try it again. I've had pretty good luck with it. You can take the pawn, and then I push on with d4. And then in the knight moves, I have check and grab the pawn back. So it's not all that much of a gambit, in the sense that you're not really giving up the pawn.
Check.
But it leads to interesting play, positions your opponent is not expecting. So normally just blocking with the bishop. You can also drop the knight back. But bishop d2 is normal. Knight d2 is okay. So here, this may be one of those lines where the white can win the pawn back with he plays the move knight to f3, and he actually manages to win the gambit pawn. Or does he? It's not hanging just yet, is it? Okay, well, queen normally drops back to d6. I'll play that here. And I can play the move c5 to support the d pawn. And if he plays e3, you just take it. Hitting the queen again. So maybe c5 wasn't the right idea. But his knight is loose there. I can go back and give another check. What do I want to do, though? I got to move the queen. I can't take the knight. Don't have other intermediate moves, so the queen goes to g3, hitting the knight. He won't be able to take the pawn right away. And if he moves the other knight to attack my queen, I can take his knight. So let's try this. It's not that I'm so concerned about keeping the pawn. It's a gambit. You can let your opponent take it, I think, in some cases. But I want to find a good square for the queen, which is active. And I can play the bishop here, check, too. You're right. That defends the knight, doesn't it? Okay, bishop here, check. He can block with the block. Let's see. So I want to kick the queen, maybe. The pawn is supported by the bishop. The queen goes to d5. I'm going to play bishop e6, kicking it again. The queen goes to d3. I can play bishop to f5, pinning the knight. Oh, he can take... I keep overlooking things. Okay, so where is that going next? Okay, well, I'm going to keep hitting the queen. That's my plan. Develop with threats. So I've sacked 2 pawns at this point. He's got a weakness here on the c2 square, which my queen and my knight could coordinate to attack. It'd be nice to get some more pieces developed. Maybe just
Check.
taking his knight is a good plan. Queen there, huh? Okay, I should block with the bishop, I guess. Forcing me to develop in spite of myself. So knight f6, bishop g4 maybe, or knight f6 castles. This bishop, I don't know where it goes. The knights are covering all these good squares here, and the bishop moves it. It hangs the b pawn. So maybe knight f6 to g4 is an idea. The bishop here is protected by the knight, so castling will be safe. He's going to try and harass my queen. Okay, develop another piece. Unfortunately not with the threat. But it does, at least I can stop the h-pawn. Okay, so he plays knight. It's not really threatening anything. I wonder if I should play knight b5 here. Knight b4 threatens this kind of nasty fork here. King, rook, and queen are all a target there. And I don't see... Oh, maybe he could block it with the move knight to d. Oh, well, that just blocks the queen support. It doesn't stop the knight from coming to c2. I don't know what he's going to do about knight c2. Moves the king or the queen, I can still play knight c2 because the queen's protecting it. If he blocks the view of the queen, this square is not guarded. So, in spite of my opening play, maybe I've got an okay position. He's stopping to think about it. Of course, right now I can't castle because the bishop is pinned. But most likely, say he moves the queen, I go here check, pick up the rook, and then he's targeting my c2 square here. He's defending his knights. It's not a direct threat. Okay, let's go ahead and
Check.
Win the material. And see what he does. So I need to do something to defend the bishop so I can castle. Actually, queen here check is kind of an annoying threat, isn't it?
Check.
I mean, it's not a threat, it's a move. Kind of an annoying move. So now check here. The king has to go to e7, e2 rather. Knight there, check. Knight here, check. Doesn't appear to be a follow-up check. Here you just grab this pawn, see what damage white can inflict. I'm once again threatening knight c2 check. I can at least grab this bishop here and leave my opponent with messed up pawns. And after I get rid of the bishop, I'm threatening to take the knight, because the knight is only defended by his queen, and he's relying on the pin on the bishop, but I could play queen takes, knight, queen takes, bishop takes. So that's my threat here. Knight c2 check, king moves, knight takes bishop, queen takes knight. It still works, right?
Check.
Could throw in one more check. This is checkmate.
Check.
Yeah, this is checkmate. King only goes there, and then queen here is checkmate. So a quick finish to this game shows shows the good side of gambit play. There's no way to block, right? There's no piece that reaches these squares.
Checkmate.
Okay, well, that was fun. I'm going to upload this one for sure and do a
Incoming
postmortem.
challenge.
And I will see how I could have played the opening better, at least. See you later. Bye.